Hello, welcome to camera management. So this video is mainly for people who, if you ask yourself the question, okay, do I get flanked a lot? Do people catch me off guard from like behind, like flankers and stuff? Am I a healer who have people die behind me? If the answer to that is yes, then, or maybe you're unsure, then you probably need to watch this video. So MOBA players and RTS players know the importance of managing your camera. It's a really important resource that takes time to use. So you're often sacrificing doing DPS or healing in order to check what's behind you, whether it's someone to heal on your team or a flanker to ward off. So here we have some footage of some of my gameplay where we're going to look at how I use my camera. And hopefully that'll kind of help people to understand with their own characters how they can manage their camera better. So let's jump into it. Okay, cool. So right there, you notice that you probably noticed that you heard Roadhog. So immediately, this whole time during this fight, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using my right click primarily so that I can start charging up my DPS. Or rather, like my damage, and then during that downtime of charging up, I can look around and see what's happening to see if Roadhog's there or if someone else is there. And then once I've decided if or rather once my thing's charged up enough, then I can go back and start shooting if I haven't seen him, or if I did see him, then I would start shooting him. So let's let this play out. I hear him. Thought I heard him. Reinhardt, I can't fucking heal you, bro.
Fire at will.
Don't worry, I got you.
Cool. So that whole time, you can see that, like I mentioned earlier, I primarily was using my right clicks, to kind of scout to see if he was coming or not, and then I would be able to handle him more easily than if I didn't. So it's really important that you try to do that, even if you don't hear someone. Like if if the enemy team has a Genji or a Tracer, be constantly checking, especially as someone as Zenyatta, to be looking at those people, because as Zenyatta you can actually take care of flankers yourself. But if they catch you off guard, then you will almost never win that fight. So let's kind of talk about other characters. So let's say you're like a Reinhardt. Reinhardt's really tough to play in solo queue because if your communication is not on point with your team, which it probably isn't because it's solo queue, then you don't really know where your teammates are. So as Reinhardt, what I would recommend is when you have your shield up and you're trying to move forward, take that half second or maybe quarter second if you're really fast, just turn around and then turn back around. So you just want to quickly see where your teammates are and decide if you can maybe hide, put your shield down, or continue to press forward. So for whatever character you play, just take a moment and think about, okay, what downtime do I have? Whether it's reloading or charging up right clicks as Zenyatta, think about what downtime you have so that you can use that downtime to manage your camera, look behind you, look above you, to your sides, whatever. Okay, so similar. This time, again, I heard a noise. I heard Roadhog to the left, and I'm gonna look for him. Cool. So then you see, oh crap! I think what happened here was Zarya was coming back from spawn, and Roadhog was trying to get a quick kill and then make it a 6v5, which is pretty smart. But thankfully, I was able to see that she needed healing, and I'm able to help this fight. In this particular case, it had more to do with sound. But again, if you're really good at turning around and just constantly checking above you, to the sides, behind you, you will catch moments like that where it can really change the directory, or the trajectory of a game or a match.
My ultimate.
Should be fine.
Defenders one.
Cool. So again, so I would say this has more to do with contesting flanks, but same idea. I'm using my downtime to check, to check flanks, to check behind me, and things like that. So so especially as a healer, well, actually no, I think it's true of all characters. Your job is to constantly be looking around, see who needs to who you can attack, who you can heal, what flanks you need to be checking, and things like that. So I was actually expecting this tracer to be coming down, this path, this flanking path. I was expecting her to come through here, but she actually surprised me and came through main, which actually screwed her over because then she didn't have enough cooldowns to deal with me. At least I think she didn't. So she's gonna eat some bullets to the face. Oh, that was weird. Oh yeah, no, that's right. Okay, cool. So for this next one, actually I make a mistake here, but actually we'll just let it play first. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to check to see if that Pharah got rezzed. And actually, this was with the patch that just made it so that Mercy feed, the Mercy res comes up in the feed, and I didn't really think about that yet because I wasn't used to it. So actually, I start looking for Pharah here, except I still do it wrong. So let's take a look. Yeah, so I look up. Actually, there's a couple things wrong. So first, I didn't look at the kill feed. Second, I'm pretty sure Mercy was out of range of rezzing that Pharah. Because I think what their team was trying to do was they were trying to all just die really quickly and, bust ults and do whatever. But it's solo queue, so, somebody made a mistake and whatever. Anyways, pretty sure Pharah was out of range. And I looked up too early. I probably should have just turned around. Instead, I look up. And again, it was she wasn't in the kill feed, so a lot of mistakes on my part. But the idea is the same. Constantly look around with your camera. Sometimes I feel like a lot of bad players or players struggling. They're kind of lazy with their camera. So even in situations like this where you can literally just turn around to see if someone's behind you because you know that they're probably there. Sometimes they just won't. They'll just kind of tunnel vision on someone who's already on their screen instead of, dealing with the more imminent threat that's behind them or above them. So aside from, managing your camera well, just don't be lazy with your camera. Like, take the time to turn around and look for people that aren't on your screen because, and I know I'm guilty of this, sometimes that person on your screen's almost dead and maybe they're far away, but that's probably not as important as the person who's behind you trying to kill you. So anyways.
I'm ready. My ultimate is charging.
Cool. So you can see I'm kind of checking that flank. I'm constantly, checking behind me.
My ultimate is charging. Ready for transcendence.
Let's fucking go, baby.
Yeah, so eventually the flankers did come, and my team does a really good job of collapsing on me. Unfortunately, I mess up here, and I panic, use my ultimate. I think we still win this fight, but the idea is the same. Just constantly be aware and ready for those flankers. And this is specific to Zenyatta. So, like I said earlier, as Reinhardt, make sure your team's always with you. Just take that half or quarter second to turn around and see if people are behind you. I'm trying to think of another example. I would say, let's say you are a flanker like Genji or Tracer. When you're trying to sneak behind past your opponents, make sure you're checking your corners and seeing that people are there. And actually, that applies to every character. Don't be lazy when you're going down chokes. Always check your corners left and right to see if somebody's hiding there. You never know if there's like a Reinhardt ready to earth shatter you, or maybe a Genji's just gonna get some quick headshots and a swift strike and just kill you. Things like that. So to recap, don't be lazy with your camera. Check your corners. Check above you. Check behind you. Don't be afraid to reprioritize if you hear someone behind you and to turn your camera around and start shooting them. Yes, it'll take time and practice to be able to do that quickly and to reorient yourself and start fighting. Switching mid-fight like that. But that that skill will come with time, but you can't be lazy with your camera. You have to be looking at your opponents. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So good luck out there. I hope this video was helpful.